How you doing this evening? Mark Graham here, and this is Big Balls Marketing. Hey guys, welcome to tonight's podcast / video. And yes, I'm making another video while I'm making the podcast. It's a 2-for-1 special, if that's the way you want to look at it. But tonight I'm going to be talking about the Facebook memes, the positive posts that we see, that we like or we love all the time, we share with our friends and our family and everyone that will listen, the little truisms out there. And I stumbled across one tonight that, for me, it just takes the cake. It sums up so much of what I've been trying to say to everyone for the last few months. And it goes just like this. I'm going to read it well, it's not verbatim. It's actually what I remember. But I am going to read it. And I think it's pretty close. It will definitely, what I say here is going to sum up what I read. And I hope it makes as big an impact on you as it did me. And it goes like this. The 97% of those people that quit on their dreams will usually work for the 3% that didn't. Let me say that again. 97% of those that quit on their dreams will usually work for the 3% that didn't. They're usually employed by those 3%. And, we have a lot of culture, politicking and hating going on when there's so many people out there that will talk about how it's so unfair that the 1% have what they have and that, the top earners in this country are so greedy and blah, blah, blah. And, I've never quite seen it like that, especially whenever it comes to people that are self-made, people that have started from the bottom and moved up to the top. And here at the Elite Marketing Systems Group, one thing that we always are going to celebrate is the success of everyone, not just a few, but everyone. We like to see people succeed. We like to see people make money. We like to see people build their business. And that's what we're all about anyway. So, but I really want people to think about that statement, the 97% that quit on their dreams. And of course, that's not entirely accurate because there's some people that never even start. They never even take a first step towards achieving their dreams, or even deciding or determining what their dreams are. And I don't know what that kind of lifestyle is or what that life is like, not to have a single dream at all, not to be willing to go after something that, is just your passion. And it doesn't even have to be your passion, guys. It can just be something that you want. What are your innermost desires? And I think a lot of people have not only forgotten their dreams, but I think a lot of people do that intentionally out of fear. Fear that they're never going to achieve them. Fear that, that fear of failure. You start and you work so hard and you put so much effort into it and bleh, you fall on your face. But that's the whole point. When you fall on your face, the winners are the ones that get back up and continue the journey. They keep on fighting. They do not stop. And it doesn't matter, you don't have to go out there and fail on your own. I mean, you can have plenty of people around you, your loved ones, and those people that are so concerned about you, so concerned about your future, and let me move this a little bit, so concerned about your future and your well-being, and they're so concerned about it that they're going to talk you right out of doing something that will better your life, that will, ultimately help you. And I genuinely think that most of the time people are doing that because they are concerned. You hear these stories all the time, from musicians, successful musicians. And, when they were younger, a lot of times maybe they had someone that told them, that's not really a good living. It's a great hobby, but it's not really, it's very difficult to make a good living that way. But one of the things that I noticed, and I'm a big music guy, I love to watch all of the behind-the-music type stories and all of the biographies of bands and things like this, and successful people in general. And one of the things that I saw, or I have seen in a lot of those biographies, is that they either have one or two parents that are very supportive of what they were doing, and they actually went out there and supported their kids by buying them their first guitar, or buying them a drum set, or letting them practice. Especially nobody starts off great, and so you have to go through that unbearable period where people are learning. And one of the things that Anthony Robbins said one time that I thought was really funny, he was talking about children, parents and their children, and how whenever a child is learning to walk, that whenever they fall down, you don't just say, well, I guess that's it, they're not going to be able to walk. And obviously that isn't what you do. What you do is you pick them back up and you get them to try it again. And at that time in your life, or in a human being's life, they're going to fall down most of the time. They're going to fall over and over and over again. And the parents are, if they're good parents, they're going to continue to pick them up, brush them off, and get them going again. Same thing when you're teaching your kid to ride a bike. They might fall the first time. They might fall a couple of times, but you're going to keep on telling them to keep on at it, keep going, keep doing it, keep working for it. Same thing in athletics. One of the reasons why I like athletics so much in high school is because I think that athletics, more than anything else, teaches kids life lessons that you can take to adulthood. And a lot of those lessons are hard lessons to learn. Sometimes it's no matter how hard you work, you may still lose the game. But you don't necessarily need to look at it in terms of competition, but as a player, did you progress? At whatever sport it is. Did you progress? Did you get better? Did you get stronger? Did you get faster, quicker, smarter about certain things? And it's the same thing with everything. One of the reasons why I used to do a lot of lifting, and one of the reasons why I liked lifting weights, was because it was a way to vastly separate myself from my peers. And what I mean by that is, once you got to a certain place, like for example on a bench press, okay, and you got to a certain point where you were lifting as much as you could lift. Let's say you got to that 300-pound mark or 315 mark, and you thought, this is awesome. And the deal was, from that point on, it was so hard to gain more. I mean, it wasn't like next week you were just going to pop out 320. You had to work so hard to gain, just to get, 3 more pounds on there to go for your max. But eventually you did it. And then you got to 350. And then you got to 365, and so on and so forth. But it didn't happen overnight. You had to struggle for it. You had to work for it. And one of the reasons why I believe that we have challenges in this life, and we have these problems, if you want to call them that, I think these are actually opportunities. And they're opportunities to grow. They're opportunities to get stronger. And the reason why I liked lifting those weights is because I would still stay in the gym, and I would still push myself to get that extra little bit while the rest of my peers would leave. They would stop. It just became too hard for me. And it wasn't that it was too hard for them physically. It was too hard for them mentally. They could not find a way to push themselves to that next level. And so they stayed where they were. And so, whenever you got to a point where you had the big guns and you had the good chest and everything, it was because it was through work. It was through a lot of tough work, a lot of tough dieting, all of that stuff. If you've seen me lately, you realize that I need to get back in the gym too. It is much easier not to go for the short term. But if you want to have that look, you probably need to get out and exercise some. Don't necessarily have to lift weights, but you probably should do something. Definitely could do something on my diet as well. Okay, and this isn't excuse time. This is just, I want people to understand that your success isn't going to come overnight. And especially whenever you're doing some of the things, you're building a business, like a business that we're working on now, it for sure doesn't happen overnight. And even at first, I'm going to spend a lot more money on advertising, and I'm going to spend a lot of money on traffic. I'm going to get some quality traffic in to my capture page, to my opt-in pages, so that eventually all of that's going to pay off. It's not going to pay off overnight. I'm not going to send, 10,000 visitors to my website and then next week, start earning $1,000 a day. That's not how it happens. I mean, at first, you're going to struggle. You're going to have that $100 month. Okay, and you're going to think, man, is this worth it? And you're going to keep going. And the next month, it may be 150, 120. But the following month, then it's a little bit more. And every month you build on that. You build on it. Every month in and month out. You don't quit. You continue with the plan. You continue with the program. And you keep going. You keep moving forward. Doesn't matter how slow your progress is. You maybe even go back a little bit in income, but you're going forward in your business. And eventually you're going to get to a point where there's going to start to be some exponential growth. And you're going to see some amazing things there. But you're only going to get there if you do not quit. Don't be the 97 percenters. It's so easy. If you want an easy road to online anything, it's to quit. Okay, because you don't have to do it anymore. Not doing it anymore is a lot easier. But I bet you that once you find that success, once you start tasting that success, you're going to want a little bit more. You're going to want to drive yourself a little bit harder. You're going to continue to push. When you find those little successes and you celebrate those little successes, they turn into big successes. And then you can go out there and you can help other people. And I assure you, if you're out there helping other people, reveal their talents and help them see what their worth is, that they have something to offer people, that they have something to offer themselves, their families. It's going to be a lot easier road for them, and ultimately it's going to be an easier road for you. I just got home from working out in West Texas, in the oil fields, and I don't work in that industry, but I'm working out there doing some other things with my business and generating more cash. And all of this cash, all of my extra income is going into my online business, my online efforts. And so why am I here? It's about 10:30 at night at my home. It's a Friday night. I just got in from a 3.5 hour drive. Why do you think that I felt compelled to jump on and make a video, make another podcast? It's because what we're doing, I believe in. And I believe that this is going to be the road to success. I've had a lot of success online, more than most people that do things. And I can tell you from the very get-go, it's because I never quit. And even if I did stop for a short period of time, I would always come back to it. But this is kind of my passion. I really love doing this. I love teaching people how to do these things, and I love seeing people succeed. So, ultimately, guys, it's like I said, this is not going to happen overnight. It's just not. And if that's what you're looking for a fantasy. You're not looking for a dream. Achieving a worthwhile goal takes effort, takes work, takes an investment in time, an investment in money, an investment of yourself. What are you waiting for? It's right out there. Your success, your wealth, everything is just right there. You need to go out there and grab it. You need to have the courage. The intestinal fortitude, as my old football coach used to tell me. Intestinal fortitude. He said, if you don't know what that means guts. No guts, no glory. Be willing to look stupid. Be willing to look foolish. You know, if the people, your friends and your family are coming by and laughing at you, ha ha ha, I can't believe you're doing that. Use that as your motivation. Keep on going. And not necessarily to show them, but ultimately you will be able to show them. What would an extra $500 a month do for you? What would an extra $1,000 a month do for you? And I assure you, once you hit that level, once you learn how to make $1,000 a month, guess what? Multiply that by 10, you're going to be making $10,000 a month. And it's going to come a lot easier. Part of that is because you're laying down the groundwork now for that wealth creation later on. It is the same story no matter what your industry. It's the same story no matter what you're involved in. The little victories that you have, you're going to build on those. And they're going to be bigger victories, bigger successes, until ultimately you're going to hit your goals. And we'll talk about goal setting in another podcast, but right now we're just talking about not quitting. Stay consistent. I can tell you, I can sum everything up in just a couple of sentences as far as finding success. And the first thing you do is you need to find a proven program. The next thing you need to do is find a mentor that is successful with that program, and you need to do what they do, and you need to do it consistently. That's it. Never quit. Never back down. Don't try and reinvent the wheel. Find somebody that is already successful with that business. Follow them. Do what they do. Do it again and again and again and again. Do it over and over again until you're better at it than they are. You'll be rewarded for it. If you quit, that's the surefire way to find failure, is by quitting. The surefire way to find success is to never quit, never stop, keep pushing, keep promoting, keep marketing, keep going. And with that said, guys, have a great night. Take care. And remember, I'll see you at the top.